£2,000. £2,000 for a night. You don't even get to see the creepy one of these. You get to see the crap one for £2,000. Wow. Beardos, widows, balls of goals, how are we all doing? Before I get into my rant, and it's probably going to be an epic rant, we've had some amazing gifts. Mrs. Geek's gifts are already on shelves and on the keys or whatever in the living room. I'll read the letter first. You're going to love this. Hey Beardo, hopefully this package got to you or this letter is pointless, so here's hoping. So first thing, I love the channel. I don't know how you watch all of the screaming dude bro crap. Me neither. I would rather have my ball hairs plucked by a blind angry old snapping turtle. So more power to you. Found your channel because my mum was watching your videos and thought you were funny, so I started watching your gaming stuff. In the package there is stuff for Mrs. Geek and you from my mum. Mrs. Geek's bag is the one with the Paranormal Investigator on it. Yours is the one with the Ouija board on it. And my mum sent you some cat balls to have fun. It's not what you think. So now the customer. I wanted to start by saying I tried to paint your tattoos and I failed miserably. So I found a figure with skull tattoos. I hope that's okay as this is a kit bash. That means it's made up of parts from other figures. I'm starting to get back into doing this kind of stuff again in my free time. I don't get much time because I'm a carer for my mum and brother, so I do a bit at a time and that's why it takes so long. I see you're a Dolly fan. Collectible action figures, sir. So I thought I would start a custom few based around Call of Duty, and then I just kept having ideas like a tactical spoon to piss off Ghost Spree. And more, it was like a lot of fun adding little Easter eggs and little nods to past jokes. I hope you like it. All the best to you and yours from Full Metal and Mum. P.S. Sorry for my grammar and spelling mistakes. Dyslexia sucks. Parts list if you're interested. I won't bother reading all that out in case you want to make an army of Beardos. So the first thing that came out of the box is obviously part of the Beardo action figure. Is this? It's a Rottweiler. Now, as many of you know, me and Mrs. Geek had a Rottweiler called Seren, which is the Welsh word for star, because she had a little white flash on her chest when she was a puppy. So we named her Seren after a star. She passed away a few years ago, and it was a very sad time for us. We've never replaced her. I don't think we'll ever replace her. I don't think we'll ever get another dog. So we were both like, aww. So inside of the Ouija board bag, those cat balls. Literally a keyring with a cat playing with his balls. This keyring is more use than actual cat balls. Is a bracelet with some playing cards on it, and I've tried to put this on my wrist. Unfortunately, my wrists are a little too big for it because I'm a fatty. There is a Jason Voorhees music box, but I think, what's it play at? Is it Idlewice? I don't know what that tune is, but it plays a tune. Epic. I mean, I can take this on investigations because I've got one that winds up on the bottom. Just leave it open. If it starts to go off, something may have wound it. It won't happen, but it's worth a try. You've already seen this in videos. The holy water hip flask. It will never contain water. It will only contain rum. And it's actually been used in videos, and I took it to a bike rally. We've got the actual bag that everything came in, like a little wash bag or pencil case or something. And this, I'll take it out of this. This is actually like a display to go behind the action figure, which is obviously Call of Duty inspired. Wait for this. Before we unleash Beardo in 6-inch form, we've got a little jug of what I assume is going to be rum there. Nice little handle on there. We've got two little ghosties of varying sizes. We've got a shooting effect for a weapon. We've got some sort of Book of the Dead or Necronomicon type thing there. We've got a bloody wooden spoon. Some of you guys may remember this, but we've got Beardo's list of bullshittery. I hope this is picking up because I can't see myself. And a little Annabelle. They gave me guns and a little Annabelle. I've been toying with the idea of making a stop motion for these just so I can fuck up Annabelle. So, onto the box. Kind of a plain black box there. We've got the Beardo action figure. I'll pull it out so you can see it. Number 78. Battle Ready Beardo. This is amazing. Oh, I've wanted to unbox this to start playing with it. I mean, I've wanted to put this on my shelf. The Beardo action figure. Look at the combat trousers, tattooed arms. I mean, my arm's definitely as muscular as that. We've got the wooden spoon there. Got a knife there. Piss off Ghost Spree there. We've got a gun in the vest, a fucking assault gun in my hand there. The black and red baseball cap, the sunglasses, the beard. This is obviously pre-2025 when I had all my front teeth. But look at that little video in this pouch. He's got a little Nightmare on Elm Street 2 in the pouch. That's epic. I'm not going to pull on it all too hard, but I mean, how awesome is that? Beardo action figure. Is that Bo Dallas's head? I think that might be a Bo Dallas or a Bray Wyatt head.
When you feel it coming down, the Beardo goes around a little roar. Can I get a roar? Dressed up like a T-Rex with that perfect strut. All the people in the chat's just going nuts. You need a roar. Can I get a roar? If you're not feeling well, it's a nice surprise to get her off a Beardo whenever he's live. With those tiny little arms and the flowing tail. If you don't like it, you can go fuck yourself. Can I get a the object of the day to put a smile on your face. All the fans know how much he appreciates. You can get a roar.
Just before I piss off probably every Overnight fan and Matt Rife fan, I don't give a fuck. Just let me put that out there. I don't care. Elton from Overnight and his channel have been faking the paranormal for years. They have bought a fake haunted museum and a house. They're claiming it's now even more haunted than it's ever been claimed to be. And they're going to charge people $2 grand to go there. But it's okay, because they're giving you blankets and snacks. Listen, charge 500 quid for people that don't have channels with hundreds of thousands or millions of subscribers. And they can take their own blankets or pot noodles. The fuck? So let's get into it. For the first time in history, overnight bookings available 5th at 6 PM EST. Only 100 nights are guaranteed. Bookings are marked as sold out until September the 5th, 6 PM when they go on sale. This method allows us to show you the available dates and pricing in advance of the going on sale. I was told it was £1,999, which is fucking ridiculous. But then I'm told it's actually closer to £2,200. And that's just for the visit and the equipment and snacks and bedding. Or if you take a sleeping bag and your own snacks. Because I don't believe that a pot noodle, a sleeping bag and some water and fizzy pop is worth £1.50. Now I understand they have spent $1 million on this house and they want to get their money back as quick as they can. They don't want to be trying to make this million back over the next 20 years. And right now they are striking while the iron is hot. New Conjuring movie coming out, you know, probably make that million back by the end of Halloween. As shrewd businessmen, fair play to them. For the paranormal community, you pair of shitbags. My view is skewed on this because I don't believe the Warrens had any gifts. I believe that they were nothing but con artists. Ed has been accused of some really heinous acts. I just don't like the Warrens. I don't have... Overnight, they're as fake as the rest of them. They do the same bullshit as the rest of them, but they don't argue, they don't cry, they don't bitch, and they don't moan as much as the rest of them. I mean, there was the whole thing where one of them left, and that got all sorts of nasty, but it's just people being people, and these are people that are grown up on the internet, I guess. The home and museum are not open for public tours or access. This is a private residence, no tours of the home, top-of-the-line security, fair enough. Keeping the neighbours happy as well, I imagine. Complying with fire laws, regulations. The former home of Ed and Lorrain Warren. The Warren home is one of the most legendary locations in paranormal history. For decades, this quiet New England house was where Ed and Lorrain Warren... Yeah, quiet house. The house was never reported to be haunted, as far as I know. Just the museum, which isn't haunted because everything's controlled by priests that they made up. You're gonna get charged to stay in a house that's not haunted. Hopefully you get full access to the museum for a substantial amount of time. I'm skipping all this because I just don't believe in what the Warrens were selling. I mean, the fucking toy dinosaur there, what? Warren Occult Museum and Passageway. Attached to the home via a haunted passageway is the Warren Occult Museum. A room contains a collection of more than 750 alleged haunted and demonic artifacts gathered across decades of investigations. Right, so when you were advertising this as the home of more than 750 haunted and demonic artifacts in bold red lettering, where are the independent adjudications for this? Where are the scientific community's input on this? Surely, to advertise this as legitimately haunted by 750 artifacts and demons, there needs to be some form of proof. The insurance. How does the insurance work? Yeah, we're opening up a home with a less scary looking version of this bitch. can actually scratch, kill, damage, maim, or hurt. Insurance company will be like, get the fuck out of here. Items such as Annabelle, Shadow Doll, Conjuring Mirror, Satanic Idol, Vampires... Annabelle is a cloth sack of shit. It ain't doing nothing. I don't know what that is. The Conjuring Mirror, I know what that is. Satanic Idol, whatever. Vampires coughing. Vampires ain't fucking real. Grow up. The devil made me do it, dinosaur. Why would the devil made me do it, dinosaur, be haunted when the story was the possession of a child and the possession then moved on to an adult who basically used the possession story to murder somebody for stopping his wife? Why in the fuck is a dinosaur in there? Shouldn't you have Army in a cage? Like, I didn't do it! Death boards, Peggy the doll, black magic weapons, devil's sword, human skulls, fire dolls, satanic panic items, voodoo dolls, shrunken heads. Can we get an adjudicator in on these shrunken heads to see if they're legitimately shrunken heads or if they're something created by Ed or bought from a fancy dress shop for Halloween? Countless display cases filled with nearly 1,000 more items used in witchcraft, occult, and dark practices, each with his own story. Its own fucking made-up story. The museum also houses 75 of Ed Warren's paintings, as well as his office with the original paranormal investigation devices used on the most infamous of cases, many of which have never been seen before. I can see this really appealing to movie fans instead of paranormal fans. I think people that have loved the Conjuring movie, super fans, and the horror genre has an incredible fan base. People pay a lot of money for shit like this and screen-used props or prop replicas. I mean, I got a prop replica, Freddy Krueger glove up there, Negan's bat from The Walking Dead. I've got a few prop replicas around the studio. I think this is going to appeal more, even though the website, as you can tell, you know, doesn't really feature Vera Farmiga or Patrick Wilson or the Conjuring movies. It's all the real Ed and Lorrain. But I think it's going to appeal more to the audience that watch the movies. Okay, supervised access to the Warren's Occult Museum, which houses the most haunted items in the world, including Annabelle. I did wonder if Annabelle would be there with Nespa taking it on tour. I could go into a Nespa rant here, but I better not. Bunch of fucking idiots. All of us could join the largest collection of ghost hunting equipment in existence. It's a bold claim, but yeah. Available for use by guests, we aim to make this the greatest paranormal research location ever. No, you mean you aim to make this the greatest ghost hunting paid for location ever. This isn't a paranormal research by any stretch. Any old Tom, Dick and Harry can come there with no experience whatsoever, pick up your camcorders, film it. That doesn't make it research by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, we'll rant a bit later, I think. Right, so you check in at 5:30 p.m, you check out at 1:30 p.m. 20 hours total. See, that I like. A lot of places fuck you right over because you book in at 6 p.m, and then 8 a.m, when you've slept for half an hour, you're out, and then you've got a long drive home. Most people have to pay for another hotel after the location. 30's drive to checkout is 12 p.m, and they ain't like 12 p.m, they're banging on the door, get the F out. It's like, post the keys through when you're done. Doesn't matter if you go slightly over. And that is great for you to investigate all night, then get a decent night's sleep before you have to drive home the next day. I like that. It's also a gated property with private parking. Cool. You get 4 hours of access to the museum with all the artifacts. Fair enough. 9:30 to 1:30. Access to the museum under supervision from experienced staff. Spiritual protective measures and history provided by the staff. All rules and guidelines must be followed. I get it. I get that these artifacts have a monetary value, so you can't have anyone touching them or disrespecting them or like Sam and Colby kung fu kicking them off shelves for a laugh. But I do wonder about the staff being in the room. I do wonder, oh, do you hear that knocking? And it's one of them things like that. Things like we've seen with the Conjuring house, you know, where certain staff members were employed to make sure people got an experience. Tap, tappity, tap, tap. Full paranormal investigation and filming kit. A toolkit worth 25 grand. Oof. There were 50 different devices. Night vision, body cameras, handheld cameras provided. Basic essentials. Holy water. Listen, knock some money off. I don't need the holy water. I can bring my sleeping bag. I've got my own towels. I've got my own bathroom essentials. I bring my own drinks and snacks. That's AI generated. That's not actually the equipment. But we've got cat balls, K2s, useless. REM pods, useless. Right, where's the actual kit? Oh, right, here we go. A Panasonic DR60 EVP recorder. It is not... This is false advertising. It is a Panasonic DR60 dictaphone that is inherently flawed for paranormal and is also no good for its actual use in real life. This is paying to get false positives. Ovulus, CAC, thermal cameras. I like the idea of using thermal cameras. Motion sensor music boxes. Yeah, great, unless you've got night vision on or you've cast a shadow. K2 devices, useless. REM pods, useless. Spirit boxes, useless. Headphones, Laser grid detectors, useless? Maybe? I don't know, never used one. EDI meters. I'm not entirely sure what an EDI meter is. I think it's one of those yes-no boxes. Useless if you don't know how it works. Spirit boards, yeah. Let's go into a Ouija board in the Occult Museum of Death. You'll be fine. Flux meters. Magnetic flashlights. Again, you're paying for false positives. Dowsing rods. Got a set in the drawer there. Used them once. Wanted to bin them. Shite. Spirit watch. What's that? Tripwire. I think that's the EMF thing across the floor. Spirit lantern. Envoy. Boo buddy. Spirit chat. And far more. Some of those devices are going to give you false positives. Cat balls will give you false positives. The DR60 will give you false positives. The REM pod will give you false positives. EMF gives you false This isn't a paranormal experiment. This isn't. This is a turn up, use all this broken shit that's proved not to be what you think it is, get false positives, scare yourself silly, have a great time advertising to your friends. New owners, Matt Rife bought the home, Warren Legacy to the public. Nothing to do with maximising on the... Do you know what? Maybe they believe it could be haunted. I'm not going to go with these guys for it. For this. Okay, how do I get into the house? Who can stay? 8 people. So the last price I saw was 2,200. So 2,200 between 8 people. Can't afford it. And I think this has been done on purpose. This is to only apply to super fans of the movies or to those paranormal investigators that'll go in there, scream, dude, bro, that can afford this. Because while Elton's wife, I believe, has said that, you know, skeptics are welcome and they won't interfere with the footage, which I don't know if I believe, there is no debunking channel big enough to afford this outside of John Wolfe. John Wolfe primarily more famous for gaming and stuff, and his Goosebumps content. So they can see, yeah, the debunkers are welcome. Well, name me a debunker that could ever afford this, because it's $2,000 whether a debunker goes on his own or with his friends. Right, check in. Spiritual liability waiver. Guests must be checked out of the property by 1:30. A host will meet you at the gate. Cannot be extended. Right. So, you get brand new beds. Bedding provided. You can sleep in the normal beds, unlike other locations. 3 of the beds are Murphy-style beds. Murphy? Is that like a sofa bed? 2 full bathrooms, towel. Cool. All of this, really good. You can get all this in a hotel for 50 quid a night. Property museum, haunted rules, 0 tolerance on candle burning, incest, vaping, or smoking of any kind. Fair. Get designated car park. Guests. Only authorised guests. Outside fire pit is not allowed. No pets allowed. Fair. Only smoking out the back. Fair. Spiritual and physical protection measures. Every guest will be asked to sign a physical liability waiver, as well as a spiritual liability waiver. Demons, you can't touch me. I've signed a waiver. No touchy. Safety is our top priority. Protective measures and items will be given to all guests to use at their discretion. Holy water, rosary beads, protection items, prayer cards, and more. What happens if you're not religious? Holy water and rosary beads would be wholly useless to me. There's also a spiritual sanctuary, a highly protected, blessed area that can be used at any time with additional... Oh, so if somebody gets freaked out, there's a safe room. You're investigating a fucking horror movie. Oh, dear. This is ridiculous. It's not. Some people believe. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be... shouldn't be marking people's beliefs, I guess. You're staying overnight at one of the most haunted locations on Earth. No, you're not. You're staying in the Warrens' home that was never really reported to have been haunted. I think the haunting was consigned to the artifact in the museum. In fact, the Warrens made sure that their home wasn't haunted. There was a haunted corridor, apparently, but there was locks all over it and shit. You're staying in a non-haunted house. Got a couple of hours in the haunted bit. The rest... don't matter, but you can have a shower. And a pot noodle. Do they have pot noodles in the USA? I doubt it. We're not liable for any physical or spiritual afflictions that may occur during your visit or any point after. This is... This includes, but it's not limited to, scratches, possessions, attachments, vomiting, fainting, levitation, sleep paralysis, bruising, black eyes, psychic wounds, nightmares, voices in your head, astral projection. Fuck me. This is to protect themselves insurance-wise from the nutters out there, I imagine. It's also, I imagine, to sell and advertise this place as fucking dangerous. Come here, but it's at your own risk. You could get scratched, black eyes. Do I look like Barry Guy? I ain't getting chinned by no ghost. Occult Museum, Haunted Passageway, and Museum Access. So there's a time on this, 9:30 to 1:30. What's this locked? It's locked. I get that. It's expensive equipment that they are leasing. I understand that. But there may be CCTV system installed. We can view the security cameras inside the... Right. I guess that makes sense. Ghost hunting. One-of-a-kind experimental paranormal investigations devices have been built and placed around various items of the property. See, for the average public, that's cool. For skeptics and debunkers, we need to know what's inside that equipment, how it's built, how it registers. Does it give false positives? What are the parameters? What is the data? But that's boring. Nobody gives a shit about that. An extensive paranormal investigation ghost hunting kit, including night vision capable cameras, is included in your overnight stay. The kit is valued at 25 grand. If you choose to use the devices or cameras, we will ask for a credit card to be put in place in case of malicious damage or theft. Fair. Tools do break, accidents do happen. The credit card on file is in case of theft or intentional destruction, such as throwing something at a wall or Colby Brock flying kick in the shit out of Annabelle. All devices will be on an organised and marked shelving system in the kitchen area of the home so everyone can clearly identify what tools have been taken and what needs to be put back. All devices will be charged and prepared by our staff. The QR code provided that has short videos on how to use each camera. I still think this is a rip-off. I still think this is maximising off the movie, not the actual Warrens, but they have gone a little further than most haunted locations. Little short videos on how to use the equipment and the cameras. It's just that little added extra there. SD and micro SD cards are not provided. Right, so if you turn up there expecting to use a 4K night vision camera with your cheap SD card, it won't work. You'll have to buy decent SD cards, but if your SD card is cack, they'll sell them. Micro SD card packages available to purchase, not guaranteed. 2 Canon XF405 cameras. They're decent cameras as far as I know. We're not responsible for the filming offloading in anything regards. Right, this is important. Filming and social media rules and regulations. No live streams without explicit permission first prior to visit. In case you find something skew-if, or maybe they just don't want people going in there, going live, being like, heads and nods, yo. They might. No filming for network television without explicit permission. Fine. No sponsored content. Fine. Filming for personal use of social media is allowed, but please note all content of any length posted to any social media platform must first be reviewed and approved by our team to ensure factual accuracy and respectful intent towards the home, the museum, and the Warrens. So what they're saying is, you can't go there and do the following. Yo! We are at the home of the most violent doll in history, the Warrens Occult Museum, and I am here with this spooky bitch, Annabelle. We're at the home of the alleged nonce, Ed Warren. Ooh. You can't do that, but that's what's factually accurate. The alleged sexual alliances with the babysitter who was very young. Where do you draw the line there? Lorrain home has been open for overnight guests in an effort to build upon their legacy and work in the paranormal field, or to capitalize on the money made from the movie. Just saying. The sole purpose is to allow more people to learn and experience from the history, home, and the items themselves, but maintaining historical accuracy and respect is our top priority. If historical accuracy and respect is your top priority, then you have to take into account the people that feel like Ed was what he's accused of being, and you have to respect the victims of Ed, and you have to respect the opinions of those who want to make sure the victims of Ed are not forgotten, and the victims of Lorrain, because she was about as psychic as my little toe. 2 of our team members will review every piece of content within approximately 72 hours to ensure it meets all of our home guidelines on respectful integrity. Any content that's posted without approval is subject to a copyright takedown and legal repercussions. Wow. Wow, this is controlling the narrative. In my opinion, a piece of content under 3 minutes will not result in any additional filming fees. This review will be covered for the overnight rental. Content longer than 3 minutes will incur a content review fee based on the content duration. To cover the cost of 2 of our staff members to approve the content. If you intend to make any content of any length, please notify us in advance. So basically, if I was to book there and they'd be like, right, what's your YouTube channel? Beardo gets scared. Shit, he's a debunker. Take out all the stuff that's going to give him false positives. Don't put that in. He's going to make a full-length video. And then they're going to charge me 500 quid? 2,200, which gives you all of the equipment. But if you want to put out a 30-minute video, 200 quid. If you want to put out an hour video, 300 quid. 2 hours, 400. 4 hours, 500. But this cost is just so these staff, 2 of them, can go through the footage. Fair. Except that they'll put it on 2 times speed, 3 times speed, 4 times speed. Ensure you haven't said anything negative about the Warrens. Ensure you don't say anything negative about Overnight or Matt Rife's comedy. I think he's been in some hot water, but he doesn't care. Whatever, comedy is comedy. I get it. Comedy can be subjective. Doesn't mean the people making the jokes are nasty. You could really watch 4 hours worth of footage in 2 hours quite easily, and they're going to charge $500 for that. $500, 2 hours work. Listen, Elton, I'm an editing whiz. I fully believe in the Warrens. I fully believe in Annabelle. Hire my ass immediately. I'll go through everyone's footage, sack the other person off, give me their fee, because I can get through an investigation. I can get through 4 hours of footage across multiple cameras. Easy peasy. I'll even line it all up in my editing software. God damn. If our team requests changes to the content for factual accuracy or move it to a subject matter that demonstrates intentionally disrespectful behaviour, that content must be resubmitted until approved. There are no additional filming. Ooh. No. I'm not saying they would, but bearing in mind Overnight's channel, Elton's channel, the guys that wear stab vests and get false positives on purpose and then push that out as the real paranormal. What is to stop you submitting your footage on your memory cards and then them removing, which they can do, or adding to it? Because with basic editing skills, somebody sends in your footage, they've got it for 72 hours, you get it back, you're like, holy shit, Annabelle moved. I don't quite remember that camera angle. Hey, but I can't say anything because they own the rights to my footage. Slippery slope this. I don't know if that's going to be the case, but, you know, it's there. Right, whatever. So, I'm led to believe it's $2,200 whether it's 1 or 8 people. On top of that, if you film it, which most people are going to do, your total is nearly $3,000 if you film for the 4 hours. Take into account traveling, flights, transfers, depending on where you are in the US. If you're outside of the US, this is looking more like a $10,000 trip. And I believe that's on purpose. Nobody going there to be factual, honest, or nobody that is going there to disprove is going to pay this extortionate amount of money. And I think they know that. The only people that are going to be able to afford this are movie mega fans that are just going to want to go there no matter what because of the Conjuring movies. Then people that YouTubers that can afford it, like Sam and Colby and all of them lots, so they can go in there, do their dude bro crap. The equipment goes off. Oh, whoa! And it'll all be this mixing pot of a bunch of rich friends from YouTube all agreeing with each other in this little echo chamber that this is the most haunted house on the planet, and it'll probably push the cost up in the future. Or maybe the hype of the movie will die down, the hype of Halloween will die down. New Year, they'll drop the costs, but then they'll start letting their friends in there. More and more live streams. Oh man, this sucks. This is a lot more expensive than the Conjuring house. I mean, take away the Conjuring house presently, because you can't get in there because the owner's a nutter. That place was historically haunted. People have been going there for many years, and some people claim to have had experiences there. Has the Warrens' house ever claimed to have been haunted? As far as I know, it was a safe haven for the family because it was protected from everything in the shed. I mean, the museum. They've advertised it really well. They've built the website really well. It looks fantastic. And to the average, I watch ghost hunting shows, and to the average, I've watched the movies. This looks absolutely insane. Somewhere that nobody's ever been able to investigate before. But once you get more than surface deep, Jesus, they control your footage, they own your footage, they own what you say about the footage. It's all submitted to them. So your footage is out of your hands for a time, something I would never agree to. I'll agree to people telling me, hey, we own that footage from our building, but I'd never hand it over. Now, you may remember a short while ago, the Conjuring House drama. I was heavily involved in that. And then when the prices came out, I was heavily critical of that. It's a fraction of the cost of this. I was like, I hope the paranormal teams don't start buying these places up, because there was talk of paranormal channels, YouTubers buying the Conjuring House when it started to look like it was going under. And then Sam and Colby bought a haunted school, and I was like, how much? And the price was off. The price that was leaked out was way higher than it actually is. It's still too expensive, but the price was wrong. So I've held back on this. I haven't released update after update, because initially I saw the price and was like, yeah, fuck off. So I've waited. It's 2,200. So it's 2,200 whether it's 1 or 8. Some people were reporting that it was 2,000 per person, and I was like, that can't be right. I'll hang fire on that. I'm glad I did. But holy shit. But yeah, Sam and Colby bought the school, and I was like, I hope this doesn't start a precedence for rich YouTubers buying up haunted properties. Now, overnight, I've bought one of the properties that's not haunted as far as I know, apart from the shed. Museum. How many more teams are going to start this, and then these price hikes in order to keep this echo chamber alive, that anyone that can afford this for YouTube, who is going to say it's haunted to get the maximum views. Oh, paranormal's fucked. Every January I start the year like, hey, the paranormal's possibly getting in a better place this year. And just before spooky season, I'm just like, oh, it's screwed. It's worse than last year. It'll be interesting to see what footage comes out of this. It won't. It's going to be people screaming at REM pods, dude, bro in. I can't even say it's sad, because I've never felt the desire to want to sleep in Lorrain Warren's house that's not haunted as far as I know. Years ago, I would have been interested in visiting the museum. But now? Absolutely not. I mean, there's even rumours that it's not the actual Annabelle doll. There's rumours that the doll that's there is a replacement, because the original was apparently sold. Apparently, there's as much evidence, there's as much out there saying it's not and it is, whatever, but I don't believe that the Annabelle doll is haunted. They've priced out everyone. They have priced out skeptics, and I personally believe that would be on purpose. I think they've priced out legitimate teams, and I think that is on purpose. The only people that can afford this are mega fans of the movies that will spend ridiculous amounts of money on stuff, and the large YouTube channels that will basically feed into this rhetoric that it's haunted because a REM pod has gone off, because the DR60 recorded its internal noises. As shrewd businessmen, I think Elton and Matt Rife have absolutely nailed this, as long as it sells. But the website looks fantastic. It makes you feel like you're getting a lot of bang for your buck. But in the paranormal world, do you get bang for your buck? Nah. But in the paranormal world, for somebody that wants to take the paranormal seriously and see the paranormal head in a more serious direction, all this is to me is a cash grab off after the death of the Warrens and the release of a new movie that is frankly going viral. The Annabelle doll going on tour, that went viral. Rumours about it going missing went viral. Poor Dan Rivera's death, that went viral for all the wrong reasons. He was killed by Annabelle. No, he fucking wasn't. He died of death. Annabelle burnt down this house. No, she didn't. But now you can take your kids. Your kids, as long as they got adult supervision, you can take your kids to this evil doll that has killed people. Set fire to buildings. The paranormal's fucked. I fully expect to see more haunted locations be bought up by large channels to price out the critical thinkers and the debunkers. I fully expect more teams to see this business model, if it works, and be like, holy shit, we could conjure in-house every location in the United States. Keep the naysayers and the debunkers out. Keep all our friends coming round and round and round, because they'll spend $2,000 on a video, get 2 million views, which means they've earned more than their money back. I once wrote a song in a band called Failed State called Fat Cats, and it was basically about the government pulling your pants down, but I think some of those lyrics would apply to this, where the rich keep getting richer and the poor just keep getting poorer, because none of the channels I watch or support are going to be able to afford a visit there. Do please let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. For $2,500 and another $500, do you expect a happy ending from Matt Rife? Much love to you all. Beardo out.